You want to hear how a single, ordinary afternoon with my grandma turned into a courtroom drama, a viral news story, and, weirdly enough, a lesson about what real justice actually looks like. Okay, buckle up, because this is about to get real. So, picture this. I'm at St. Jude's Hospital downtown, still in my suit and tie, fresh off a big client meeting, feeling totally out of place in those scrub green hallways that always smell like lemon sanitizer and nerves. My grandma, my rock, 84 years old and sharper than any of my coworkers, is recovering from hip surgery in this little white-walled room, number 412. She's looking small in that big hospital bed, but when I walk in and she smiles at me, God, that smile could power the whole city. I pull up the visitor's chair, the one that's always just a little too sticky, and we settle into that sacred, peaceful routine. We're talking about her therapy, hospital food, family gossip, all of it bathed in that golden late-afternoon sun pouring through the window. It's just me, my favorite person in the world, and 1,000 memories packed into that old, soft hand I'm holding. And then, like a scene from some deranged sitcom, the door just flies open. Not gently. No, like someone's trying to breach the place. In storms this woman, blonde, frazzled, with a fashion sense that could end wars. Red jacket, green sweatpants. She's a mess, eyes wild, finger jabbing at us, and right out the gate she's screaming, "What did you do with her? Why isn't a white woman in this bed?" My brain freezes, then tries to reboot. Is she lost? Having a breakdown? Grandma's clutching my hand, her heart monitor beeping like a fire alarm, and before I can even get a word in, this lady's dialing 911, wailing about intruders and squatters. I wish I was making this up. Our quiet, sacred space just shattered. First instinct: protect Grandma. This lady's not backing down. She's ranting about how people like us always get the best care, and her mother deserves to be here, not us. I try to talk her down, calm, steady, as polite as I can manage. She just doubles down, spewing venom, and that's when hospital security shows up. Two big guys, looking tired, already judging the whole scene with one glance. And, no shock here, they walk straight past her and confront me. "Sir, you need to come with us." Just like that. Like I'm the threat. I try to explain, my name's on the visitor list. This is my grandmother. Check the cameras. Do anything but this. But they're not interested. If I stand my ground, I'm resisting. If I argue, I'm belligerent. So, yeah, I walk out like a prisoner. In the hallway, I'm surrounded, security guards, nurses, curious onlookers. Meanwhile, the Karen, that's what I started calling her in my head, you know the type, is inside, crying to the head nurse about how aggressive I was. Pure fiction, but it fits their narrative. Then the police show up, two officers, bored and clearly convinced I'm the problem. I lay out my side, stick to the facts, keep my voice level, but it's all useless. They tell me the Karen isn't pressing charges, but the hospital wants me off the property for causing a disturbance. I'm banned. My own grandma's room. All because a stranger spun a lie and the system swallowed it whole. I walk out through the main entrance, two officers trailing behind. People stare. My grandma's alone and scared, and all I've got is a temporary restraining order and a mountain of humiliation. That night, I can't bring myself to call my mom or aunt, can't add to their worry. I just stand there under the hospital lights, feeling powerless, chewed up by a system that would rather believe a hysterical stranger than a black man in a suit. The next morning, I call the patient advocacy line, thinking maybe reason will prevail. Nope. I get polite stonewalling and protocol, informed I'm banned for at least 72 hours pending review. I can't even speak to Grandma. Just relay a message through a nurse. My name's officially tied to a lie, and 3 days turns into indefinite after a cold, legal email from the hospital. If I set foot on their property, I'm trespassing. That's when I realize they're not looking for truth, they're just managing liability. The hospital's protecting itself, not my grandma, and definitely not me. I start calling lawyers. Most don't care, too messy, not enough money in it. But then a friend connects me with Mr. Evans, a civil rights attorney with a bulldog reputation and a cluttered office that smells like books and coffee. I spill the whole story. He listens, really listens, and then smiles this slow, predatory smile. "They're stupider than I thought," he says. "We're going to make them regret it." While Evans fires off letters demanding security footage and records, the Karen goes nuclear. She starts poisoning the well, calls to the hospital about me being dangerous, anonymous emails to my boss painting me as a threat. She's on a campaign, but Evans sees right through it. It strengthens our case. They empowered her. Finally, the hospital relents. Maybe it's the threat of a lawsuit. Maybe the news anchor Evans has on standby, but they cave. The ban is lifted, security footage handed over. I watch it with Evans. There it is, me entering the room, Karen busting in, me calm, her on her phone, guards skipping her and coming straight for me. The emails show they decided to remove the male visitor to de-escalate, never mentioning her racist tirade. The narrative was stacked against me from the start. Getting back into Grandma's room is emotional. She just grabs my hand and cries. But nothing feels truly right. That's when an anonymous nurse, let's call her Angela, contacts Evans. She says everyone on the floor knew Karen was a nightmare, grieving her mother who died in that room that very morning. The hospital cleaned it, put my grandma in, and when Karen came back, she just snapped. Angela's story changes everything. Suddenly, the why is clearer, not excused, but explained. Armed with Angela's testimony and undeniable footage, Evans calls a settlement conference. Hospital lawyers try to play it cool, but the evidence is a hammer. Our demands: formal apology, fired security guards, new training protocols, financial settlement. They squirm, but they give in. Every single demand met. It's not a party kind of victory, but a heavy, quiet one. We made them change. A few days later, the Karen shows up at my door. Not screaming, not dressed wild, just a broken woman holding a crumpled envelope. She tries to apologize, offers what's left from her mother's estate for my grandma. I can see the pain is real, the regret eating her alive, but I can't take the money. Get help, I tell her, and close the door. Her apology doesn't fix anything, but it's something. It frees me a little. Grandma comes home. Settlement money pays for the best care we can buy, and, slowly, the color comes back to her cheeks. The news story about our case blows the lid off a much bigger problem. Other families come forward, training reforms go hospital-wide, and Angela, the nurse, gets the promotion she deserves after we call out her quiet punishment in a committee meeting. The system, in some small way, starts to heal. A year later, Karen sends me her mother's locket, the one she came back for that day. I place it on her mother's grave, returning the last piece of pain to where it started, closing the circle. 2 years out, life is almost normal, but the echoes of that day in room 412 still live in us. Justice isn't just a legal term. It's a process, sometimes quiet, sometimes loud, always messy. But you know what I learned? Real justice isn't just about getting even. It's about making things right, even when the scars still itch. So let me ask you, if this happened to your family, would you fight? Would you forgive? Or would you just walk away and let the world keep spinning, unchanged? Drop your story in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. And let's talk about what real justice means. Because, after everything, I want to hear what you think.